Hello and welcome to Endurance, your weekly spiritual workout. This week's episode is titled Healthy Competition, and as the name suggests, we're looking at the idea of competition in our everyday lives, how to have a godly competition, how to use our natural competitive natures wisely. Of course, a race would be pointless if there were no competition. It would not be worthwhile. So, competition is important and it is useful, but how do we use it in a biblical way? I'm Nathan, and as always, if you want to keep up to date with all that we produce, including these episodes of Endurance, you can sign up to our newsletter at www.berrybunch.family. Stephen's going to unpack this subject for us shortly. Enjoy.
Don't avoid a challenge just because you might fail. You can learn a lot from failing. #SpeakTruth.
So this is another Go Deeper with me, Stephen. This is where we go deeper into the topic of endurance, which is, of course, healthy competition, as Nathan has already told us. So let's begin. So in exercise, obviously, when we think of competition in exercise, we think of the Olympics or stuff like that. Immediately, I'm thinking of the Queen parachuting into the Olympic Games in 2012. Such a shame that she passed away. Anyway. We also think of, in life, we compete perhaps for jobs. So you think of, recently had the choosing of the, leader of the Conservative Party, for example. So that kind of aspect of competitions. They were both competing for the position as leader of the Conservative Party. That is competition in sort of less exciting things of life. If I switch to John 21-4. On the first day of the week, this is around after Jesus had died on the cross. On the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early while it was still dark. She saw that the stone had been removed from the tomb, so she went running to Simon Peter and to the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and said to them, "They've taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they've put him." Now we come to the crucial bit here. At that, Peter and the other disciple went out, heading for the tomb. The two were running together, but the other disciple outran Peter and got to the tomb first. So the point is that it's not all that relevant a passage of scripture, but we have two people here running, and one of them wins. It's a bit of competition in the Bible, which I just love. It's just so funny, that passage. Just in amongst Jesus dying on the cross, I just love that bit of scripture. So some examples of competition in my own life would be, not too long recently, I went for a run about the same time that Nathan went for a run. We went separate routes. Don't know why, really. We should have just gone together. But anyway, we went separate routes and we're both going the same distance, 5 kilometers. And Nathan went, and I thought, right, I must beat him. So I went really fast and I came back and I did beat him. I won't tell you by how much to protect the innocent. But the point is that there was a bit of competitive attitude going on there. Or was it? Perhaps it was more pride. I didn't want my younger brother to be any faster than me, so I pushed myself really hard to make sure that I came back before he did. That's not so much competition as pride, and there is a difference between a bit of healthy competition and being proud. As we know, pride comes before a fall. It's not a good thing to have. Avoid pride in any sort of healthy competition. You just need to avoid pride. Right. 2 Timothy 2:5 says, "Also, if anyone competes as an athlete, he is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules." So there we have a passage of scripture telling us that we shouldn't cheat, basically. Any amount of healthy competition is without any cheating. So cheating is just bad in competition. We're often told that we shouldn't have any favoritism or comparison. We shouldn't compare ourselves to others. But if you compete, isn't that kind of like comparing yourself to others? It's a chewy one, but we have some obvious scriptures here saying that you shouldn't have any favoritism, for there is no favoritism with God, Romans 2:11. If, however, you show favoritism, you commit sin and are convicted by the law as transgressors, James 2:9. So we know that favoritism is bad. So when, as spectators, you're watching a sport, you shouldn't show favoritism to one player more than another. You need to be, generally speaking, just a good sport, encouraging every single person. So in terms of competition, there's two aspects: as a competitor and as a spectator. So generally speaking, we just need to be a good sport in both scenarios. Healthy competition is about being a good sport, really simply. And being a good sport is pleasant if you're winning, pleasant if you're losing. Just generally all the things that it is to be a Christian in a competitive way. So if someone wins, rejoice in their winning. That's somewhere in the Bible. And if you lose, or if someone else loses, you got to just be everything that we know to be as Christians, just loving, compassionate, all that as part of competition.
You'll never guess what. Dave the dog has his own show and it's called Dave Unleashed.
Are we sure about this?
Well, I'm going to be there on hand. I'm going to help him.
What mayhem are we to expect?
Well, to keep him on track, he's got story time, he's got art time. So, and I'll be there to help him.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, so very good talk, Stephen, as usual.
Thank you.
I think you'll learn something more about how to have a godly competition and where we find competition in various aspects of our lives. Alright, so these questions, I shan't bother to ask you if you're ready, because the whole point is that you're not. Okay, firstly, I gather competition usually makes us perform better, whether that be in exercise, business, or other areas. Is that right?
Yeah, when you're striving to outdo a certain standard, whether it's your own or someone else's, then yeah, you're going to do better. Yeah.
So that competition is good because it pushes us to do better than we've done before.
Yeah.
Whether that be beating our own records or beating somebody else.
Yeah, definitely. So therefore, competition is useful for something.
Yes. So I suppose good, godly competition must be accompanied by humility and gentleness.
Yes. Being a good sport is about being gentle, about being... What was the other one you said?
Humble.
Humble. Yeah, you need to be humble. If you win or if you lose, you need to be humble. And that is part of healthy competition.
Yeah, we can't always win. We can't always succeed and do better than everybody else. And we shouldn't rely upon the ability to beat others to be satisfied or to be secure in our identity.
No.
Well, that's getting a bit too deep there anyway. So, by the way, I meant to mention, are you sure you beat me on that time that you mentioned?
Yes. I am positive I beat you. I worked very hard at it as well.
Well, there you are. You had to work very hard.
Not that hard. It wasn't like my fastest time. I was just having a slow few weeks and you were going out for a 5 kilometre run.
Yeah, he's just trying to...
It wasn't my fastest time. My fastest time was way faster than yours. Let's not forget.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. It's true. But there are plenty of other areas where I beat you.
List.
I always beat you on the video games.
Okay, I think we should move on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do that bit.
Yeah, so in conclusion, competition is good. As you can see, competition helps us to do better. But it can be used for bad things. It can be used if we're not humble and gentle in our competitive nature, then we can cause issues. But a good competition helps us to do better and to work harder for ourselves, for God, in our service to others. Yeah.
But we should be wary of comparison.
Yes, comparison is not good. We shouldn't show favouritism or think of somebody better than us if they can do something, if they can run faster, or if they have a degree in something.
Or if they can win at video games.
Exactly.
many ways to keep in touch with the Berry Bunch. Visit our website and sign up to the Berry Bites newsletter so that you can be notified of all our videos, posts, exciting news and seasonal events.
Subscribe to our Vimeo and YouTube channels where we post brand new homegrown video resources every week.
Join us on Dingdash, a fabulous place that connects people from all around the world. It's social media as it should be. Come join the rebellion.
Like us on Facebook, where we hang out and post extra things to encourage and inspire you. We're on Twitter and Tumblr too. You can also follow us on Instagram, where we share extra photos from the world of the Berry Bunch.
If you've enjoyed any of our posts or videos, share it with a friend and encourage them too. And if you want to encourage us, then like, comment and share on what we make. To help support the ministry we freely provide, check us out on Patreon, where you can support us financially as you feel led.